Hello and welcome to the fourth and last part of our Black Sea trip. We are currently still in Budapest, about to head out towards home. 900 more kilometers to go, just like that, and we're gonna be at home by tonight because we're gonna work tomorrow. So, the car's at 23-22%, something like that, because we parked just outside of the hotel last night, as you might have seen in the last video. So we are now about to head out to the Supercharger. I think it's Török here in Budapest, where there's also a big shopping mall and stuff, so we can get some breakfast and some more stuff. And then we should be able to head out and charge again in Austria somewhere. Then we need to go all the way through Austria, back through Germany, to arrive at home by tonight. So let's go. Alright, so here's the plan. Arrive at the Supercharger with 11% state of charge in the battery, and then all those charging stops, and we probably need one more, maybe Merklingen or Leonberg or something, because I need to get home and to work tomorrow. But yeah, let's head to that Supercharger first and not lose any time. What does the car say now when we will arrive at home? 11 p.m. Alright, sounds reasonable. Let's try to get that. And it's preconditioning because the battery's at 26 degrees Celsius. Kind of cool outside compared to the last days with 24 C and not 30,000. I don't know. Alright, off to the Supercharger. Arrived at the Supercharger with 21.3. Doesn't make any sense to compare that now because we heated the battery to 41 degrees Celsius. We're down to 13%, and there is a Turkish electric car charging at the Supercharger, so you can see it's public. That's all nice. We pulled into the V3 stall. Don't even know if it makes sense to charge V3 because we probably won't even get more than 150 kilowatts anyway. Let's pull over to the V2 because we want to get some breakfast and stuff. So we want to keep the V3 stalls open for the cars that can actually take it. So we're just gonna pull over here for B. Good enough for us. And better to get some breakfast on, so nice. Also no one else at the 4 stall there. Looking great. We're communicating, contactors are going. Nice. Alright, I would say that's all good. We're gonna record a charge guide here in just a sec. Over there are some hyperchargers. Up there is a 50 kilowatt tritium station. We're gonna look into that later. Let's get some breakfast and stuff first, and yeah, we're ramping 19, 40, 60. Yeah, that's all good. Let's get the juice and then with breakfast head out. Meanwhile, the Supercharger's pretty much fully packed. I think there's one spot available or so. Time to head out. We have charged enough to continue a trip. Car set just some time ago. So let's jump into the car and go on our way towards Austria. Got us some breakfast. Really healthy stuff. 27% in Pandorf in Austria. That's all good. So yeah, completely full. This one's available and now this one's available. So crazy. That's wild. All right, let's head to Austria. Just a relaxed 2.5 hour drive. Are coming up to the border crossing again. Now on our way back, there's the FBI next to us.
It's an E.
Yep. Yeah, so border coming up, we're crossing into Austria, and it said that there was a queue at the border. Why ever? Because there shouldn't be any border checks here normally. At least on the way here there weren't. But we'll see. There's a bit of traffic there, so might just be the chaos because you have to go slow. Yeah, but like 22 more kilometers to the Supercharger, 19 minutes to go. We're gonna be arriving at 33% state of charge because we kind of charged more than we had to in Budapest, and also because of all the traffic jam and stuff, we just used less than it estimated. So that's that. But there's no very good alternative after that, so guess we're just gonna charge there anyway. Yeah, so let's go to through that queue and into Austria. We are still not through the checks, but there we can see Republik Österreich, the Republic of Austria. Very nice. So that means we're entering Austria about now. Nice. Welcome to Austria. We arrived in Pandorf, just where we've been on the way here, with 32% state of charge. Consumption 14.5 for 200 kilometers in 2.5 hours. We probably could have gone even further ahead, like 70 kilometers or so, but kind of didn't. So yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
The button doesn't work.
Doesn't work?
Mm.
When we went here on the way here, it did work, so that's interesting. So it seems like some buttons don't work and others do. Yeah, all right, great. We're charging with 100 kilowatts already, Battery is at 42 degrees. So pretty warm. I can instantly set this to keep, otherwise we will wait here again for hours on end to get the car cooled down again. 150 kilowatts, that's all good. That sounds like our long distance warm weather charging curve to me, so that's all good. Let's look around and find some breakfast for Mike and something to drink for me, and then we can continue on to the next stop. Okay, so I got me something to drink. Sadly we didn't find anything to eat for Mike because there's nothing open here, but we are charged up to 88%. It wants us to charge to 100% to arrive. We are already arriving with 20%. What the heck are we even here for anymore? Let's unplug and head out and try to... Yeah, that button really is broken. That's completely frigged. Yeah, you need to unlock the charging port. Thanks. That's completely rigged. What the heck? That's good. Car's pretty much steaming at 51C. I got me basically the biggest Coke you can get here at Burger King, and I've never seen such a big Coke in Germany, so good that Austria has that. And the cup holder fits perfectly, almost like it was made for something like that. Who could have guessed? American car, great for American fast food chains. Yeah, so let's go to Asten, Austria. Arrived at the Supercharger after like the longest drive it felt like, with some traffic and stuff. You've seen all of that. 227 kilometers, average consumption of 14.9, pretty good for even more so with all the faster driving. Yeah, so let's plug in. We need 42% more to get to the next Supercharger, but also there's gonna be Germany in there, so we need more. And I need something to eat. So let's get that boy in. I kind of parked a bit too close to the stall to grab that handle easily. Big Supercharger here. 30 stalls or so, I think. 32 stalls, something like that. 32 stalls with 250 max. That's pretty awesome. And we're already at 70 kilowatts. Battery is at 41 as always. We're still ramping. I guess we're gonna go up to 150, 160 and then quickly ramping back down to 140, 150, something like that. Or maybe not. Slowly walking up to 120. We're definitely not side limited because there's way enough chargers here and cabinets. But maybe it wants our charging curve to be like that. Interesting. Battery's still at around 48 degrees, so must be charging curve optimized. Because it knows that we need to go like, I don't know, it starts to drizzle outside. 160 kilometers only, with a lot of traffic in there. Oh man. That sounds like fun. And we're not gonna do B roads anymore. I'm so tired of them. So, yeah, okay. Maybe let's try to find something to eat because I'm hungry. And we're both hungry. So, it said that there was some food nearby. Hot burger box. Sounds like something. Don't know if it's really open. Yes, it is. Back there. Let's check that out and then we'll just have enough charge to continue, I would say. And also,
Fuck.
iPace. Wow. That Supercharger's public here, so we got an iWaste charging there and that iPace now. Interesting. We just got us some food, and while we were walking back, that iX back there pulled up with a Porsche on a trailer, now charging on the other side of the parking spots basically. But that's how you can easily trailer and charge if you have a parking lot that's big enough. But that's so awesome. I love everything about this. This is just perfect. Alright, Mike is done eating. I'm not, but that doesn't matter. We are heading out. We're up to 84% state of charge, so that's all good. 31% on arrival in Erharting. Maybe we're gonna just continue to a next supercharger, or we can rip it. We'll see about that, because that will be in Germany. So yeah, let's try to get there as fast as we can. About to cross back into Germany. We're just right there at the river, so just about a kilometer or so to go, probably not even. Yeah, took us a long time to get through Austria because of all that heavy traffic, and there's no good highway route here that crosses into Germany. The one way would be down below Salzburg and the other one is like up at Passau. Both don't really fit our route, so it sends us like 50 kilometers on B roads. That's bad, but yeah, we made it back to the border now finally, and we are about to somewhat get on a faster road. I think we're still quite a bit away from the German Autobahn, but alright, it is what it is. Yeah, there shouldn't be any border checks here because Germany and Austria are like good bros. They don't need to check each other. So that's all good. And yeah, you can see the white borderline there. That's a weird way to say that. So yeah, I can see German signage already notifying us about spilled oil for the next kilometer. Wow, how much I didn't miss that. I mean, I'm sure it was there, but they just didn't notify anyone about it. So yeah. Yeah, we got the Inn River here that we're just crossing right now. Come on, down there.
In 300 Metern an der Ausfahrt B12 rechts abfahren in Richtung Kirchdorf am Inn.
There's a nice hydropower plant. That's nice. And this is a German road sign. So, and of course Bavaria. So we are not really in Germany, but we are in Bavaria, of course. Real Germany only starts when we leave Bavaria or so. And there they say something about police checks. Yeah, wow. Interesting. I don't think there will be any, but let's see. But yeah, we've left Austria, I can say that. So let's head to A94 towards Munich as fast as we can. Now officially, welcome to Germany. Nice. We need to go, no, this way, I think. Yes, this way. Also, what I wanted to mention here, currently we should be arriving in Mike's village at 12:15 a.m. So let's see how much time, or by how much we can improve that by going quick on the highway.
German Autobahn.
Yes. let's give it the beans and do what we can to get home fast. Arrived at the Supercharger in Erharting with 31% self-charge. We couldn't rip it too much, just a bit. You've seen that. We had a consumption of 15.4 from all of that slow driving. 163 kilometers, but 2.5 hours. That's crazy. Let's hope the rain stops in just a sec, so we might be able to record a charge guide. If it doesn't stop raining, then I'm not gonna do one because I don't want to get too wet out there. So yeah, 25 minutes to continue the trip. Sounds interesting to get to Zusmarshausen. Let's see if we really go to Zusmarshausen, but yeah, might be a good idea. I just wanted to precondition the battery for charging, but we're at 41 degrees Celsius, so no need to do much. We're already at 150 kilowatts, so that's good. Let's see if we get more. No, 155. That's where it stays. To get good consistent charging speeds. That's a really interesting strategy from the car, to not charge with full peak power. Also, we're at 30% all the time. We need to get it down on the next leg, but 166 kilometers in 1.5 hours, I can do that faster. Pretty sure. Not with that rain though. Let's hope that rain lifts a bit. We'll see about that, but yeah, sounds good. Alright, we just had a look at our charging stops and we edited this whole thing a bit. We removed Zusmarshausen and added Dasing instead, because that's a bit before, and then we have 19% on arrival now because we're only getting 88 kilowatts, and I want to push it a bit. And then we put in Merklingen, which is also a really nice supercharger where we've been before, which is really nice, and I do like that a lot. And maybe we're gonna add Leonberg somewhere around Stuttgart here as well. Depends on how good the charging session here is, how long we are there and stuff. But 130 kilometers with 70% sounds good. So let's swap drivers and are unplugged. Fans are ripping, but that was enough. Looking good. Let's jump in and switch to my driver's profile. Yep, does it already. Very nice. And now, yeah, 130 kilometers. Let's go. We just arrived at the supercharger with 8% state of charge. I got it down, but not enough, so that's sad. Yeah, I kind of ripped with 200 kph at 10% because that's what you do. Let's have a quick look at our consumption. 21.7 still, but a lot of construction sites and stuff. 137 kilometers in 1 hour and 10 minutes is more how I like it. Let's plug in. I parked kind of close again. We're communicating, that's good. My door is wet. 13 minutes to continue trip. Well, so I do know that if you go from Zusmarshausen to Seligweiler, Ulm, you can, if you try, consume 42% state of charge. 42% capacity in this bit if you want to, but then you have to go like 200 all the time. But it's possible. You can do that if you want to, just as a fun fact. Why I do know this, you can guess. I won't go into more detail, but yeah, nice. Let's charge here to, yeah, we're getting 170 kilowatts, so state of charge really is the key point.
Limiting factor.
Yeah, it is the limiting factor, and we just didn't go that low in the other countries because we just didn't know those chargers and roads that well. And A8 is like my home Autobahn, my home stretch. I do know that, like my jacket pocket, if you can say that in English. Yeah, good. 104 kilometers to go then, so we will need about 70% again, I guess. So yeah, let's charge up to there and then rip home. Currently it says that we will arrive at 11:19.
It dropped
quite
it
a
was
lot.
like half an hour more at arriving here.
Yeah, maybe. And also, when we originally started in Budapest this morning, it said 11:30 p.m. and now it says 11:19. But I don't know if this charging stop is in that calculation, but it should be. I think it should be. So, if you kind of... It isn't. All right, okay. So it is pretty much exactly what it said this morning with those 11 minutes. So if you can get some time out of your leg and then I can get some more time out of the last leg, maybe I think I'm just gonna go charge at home right before I'm home at the Shell charger. So then we're home faster probably. Yeah, we'll just see about that. But I think we can get below that 11:20 number.
Yes.
Possibly.
I mean,
And then
we are
I
in
would-
Germany.
Yeah, and then also I would be home by 12, which would be pretty nice. Being home at midnight after starting at 9:30 this morning, something like that. It's not too bad. We're at 4,362 kilometers in total right now, and we do have to go like 250 more, so well over 4,500 kilometers in the end. But yeah, nice, good charging stop. Let's hope that those speeds keep up, but we're already falling down a bit on our car's face, but still only 44 degrees in the battery, so that's good. We are charged up to 73% state of charge. We're going to be arriving in Merklingen with 21%. That's enough buffer to rip it, I would say. So let's jump out, unplug, and head on. Come on. Doesn't want to stop here. The button worked to open the charge port, but not to stop. What the heck? That's interesting. Let's give them some feedback about that. All right. Car sounds like it wants to fly away. We got some trash in our footwell as always. And now it also automatically recognize?
No.
That's it. Okay, we are buckled up and ready to go. Let's rip the 104 kilometers to Merklingen in an hour. That's less than an hour, I would predict, but we'll see. Let's go. Just arrived in Merklingen with 17% state of charge, so that worked out well. 105 kilometers in 46 minutes with a consumption of 25.6. We love it. But you have seen it rained so badly. It was really, the consumption was unusually high, even for that speeds, because of the weather. But it worked out well, so all good. Let's see, 22% more to get to, that's probably your home, I guess. So that's all good. And then we need like 10% more for me to get home. So yeah, that's all good. I'm gonna just put that in there without leaking any addresses and stuff. And then we are probably already almost good to go. And there's an Ionic charging on the wrong side of the parking spot, kinda. Because the charger parking spot is this one, and he's like behind from the other side. Wild, but still fine, working well and not blocking anyone, so that's good. Okay, so we added in Supercharger Karlsruhe real quick because now we're at 11%, but also with 5 minutes of charging in Karlsruhe. Yeah, that's why. So otherwise we would have to charge like 10 more minutes here, and we don't want that because we're already up to 78% state of charge. So quick stop in Karlsruhe is probably better. Or maybe the construction sites and slower zones there in between, maybe push our state of charge up so we can skip that charging stop and I can charge at home. We'll see. Plug here. That button's also working, that's good. And I grabbed it from the wrong side. That's good. Right. Swapping drivers, removing a bit of trash, and off we go. Just dropped off Mike. That worked out well. We are at 23% state of charge, so we skipped the supercharger, and I'm now on my way home. I'm gonna hit a Shell recharge station just before home. That's perfectly on my way, so I do have enough energy for work and stuff tomorrow. And that's way better placed than the supercharger in Karlsruhe, which is a big detour compared to the Shell station. Also 300 kilowatts and everything, so nothing bad there. That's all good. It's 10:53 now after I dropped him off, so we've been at his house, at Mike's house, at like 10:50. So just for you to keep that in mind, when we cross the border it's at 11:15. I think, or no, I think 12:15, and we got it down to 10:50. Completely crazy. We almost shaved off 1/3 of the time that we had to drive in Germany just by my standard practice: drive fast, charge fast. So that's crazy. From the 6 hours it should have taken us to get from the border to here, we did it in about 4 or 4.5 at least. So that's pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna go home or go to the Shell charger, and then I'm gonna update you one final time with the stats and everything. We've arrived at the fast charger at Shell Recharge right here, and we got a consumption. Current drive is, yeah, the whole trip, 18.2, 168 kilometers in 1.5 hours. Pretty good. You might have seen I just spiked some heat into the battery. I pre-conditioned it. It's now at 38 degrees Celsius. That's quite good because it was at 32, which is way too cold. And to spike some heat in, I just accelerated and braked and accelerated and braked, and I preconditioned it with the knob. So, but the yo-yoing helped get more heat in. I'm just gonna authorize that, and then we see what charging speeds we can get. Authorization successful. Someone spun around the cable like crazy. Looking good. Set that to English so you can understand what it says. Yes, looking good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on. There we go. Charging started. Looking good. 27, 39, 52, ramping up. 66, 80. I just want to get enough juice to get around everything I have to do tomorrow. Yes, 150, 164. Perfect, 170. Because now it's cold outside with colder with 19 degrees Celsius. The battery is now pretty toasty with 39 degrees Celsius. That's what we started with before most of the time, but we needed the battery to be cooler to hold that peak or to hold that curve for longer. Now I just want that peak, and I don't care too much about the curve because I don't want to fully charge or don't charge high up. I just want to get to like 60-ish maybe %. We're at 17 now, so that should be done quite quick. And at 60% I should be dropping below 100 kilowatts. So if I can make it out of here in 12 minutes, that would be great. And I think 20 to 60% in 12 minutes shouldn't be any problem. We might even get to 70%, but I don't think I need that much. So yeah, we're just gonna take a look at how the charging curve keeps up. But all in all, looking pretty good. Let's have a quick look at our whole trip stats, because I'm pretty much almost home. That's like 2 kilometers from here. Doesn't matter too much. If we would have gone to another charging park, we would have gotten the same stats. So we're gonna work with this as our final stats. We drove 4,636 kilometers for the whole trip, on the whole trip. We used 821 kilowatt hours with an average consumption of 17.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is exactly my lifetime consumption on the 62,653 kilometers that I did with my car already. The odometer is now at 90,400, and yeah, just have to say, it's no problem at all. You can go to Romania, to Hungary, to pretty much wherever you want to go with pretty much every car. Easily electric without any problem. Of course, you've seen in the last videos, in Romania itself, it was sometimes a bit difficult to find chargers that worked with our charging cards, or charging apps, I should say, because I guess with the card it would have been even easier, because cards sometimes work when the app doesn't anymore because it's stuck or broken or buggy or whatever. So yeah, if we would have just charged ad hoc with our credit card or whatever, it wouldn't have been any problem in the first place, I'm pretty sure. But even with just using the superchargers, it works out pretty fine. My car is almost the worst range spec Tesla you can get at all. It's the small LFP battery, and the old small battery. The newer LFP cars have those 60-ish kilowatt hours in the battery. I got 55-ish. Maybe the old standard range LFP Model Y before the BYD batteries, that might get a bit worse range. But other than that, my car is worst range spec you can get in a Tesla. and it's still no problem. We could have stretched it between all of the superchargers without even using anything else. But of course it was just easier to go to the Kaufland chargers or to L-Drive or the chargers that worked well. But yeah, all in all, no problem to drive 4,500 kilometers in 5.5 days with taking vacation in between. So, or with doing vacation in between. No problem at all. You just have to accept that some charging stops need to be there. But we've seen so many cars today in Hungary and then again in Germany or somewhere in Austria, and they just took the same time to get the same distance covered as we did. So the combustion car isn't that much of a better experience on that trip. And comfortable wise, I would say that, at least in the case of the Tesla, if you like all that stuff that you can get here, that's the way more comfortable cruiser than most of the cars that were around us. So that's that, I would say. We're still charging with 140 kilowatts, so that's all good. I'll keep you posted about that when I unplug and how the charging curve went. And yeah, let's see then. And there we have it. After 11.5 minutes, we're up to 60%. 11.5 minutes in the Shell Recharge app. So probably including all the handshake time and everything. So below 12, or yeah, below 12 minutes from 17 to 60%. That's perfect. Also, I want to get to my mom's house real quick. So that should be enough. We're still getting 100 kilowatts, so perfect charging curve, just as it should be. But yeah, that's enough. Let's unlock the charge port and unplug. And spin the cable. Alright, perfect. That's looking good. Car's fans are ripping. Car's fans are ripping. I'm tired and want to get home. So I would say that's been it for this video series. Thank you so much for watching and keeping up with all of that. And see you guys in the next one. Bye.